All right. Welcome to Keeping in Character. I'm Sam. I'm your DM.
I'm William. I play Ribos, Warlock, Hexblade.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yep, that's you. All you, Gonzo.
I'm Gonzo, and I play Shkaba Shariku. I'm going to be playing a rogue, Aarakocra.
Hey, you guys thought his first name was hard.
Yeah.
It was the-
I don't know the second one.
Do you select phonetically?
I'll be scouting it out later on in the days.
Hi, I'm Missy, and I will be playing Sunny, a drunken fairy monk.
And I am Tasha. I will be playing Jeremy the Speaker, a eloquence bard.
So how does-
Goblin.
Oh yes, Goblin.
Very good,
The
that's
other
right.
part of
The
it.
other
yes.
part.
I didn't
the most
add my
important
race.
part.
Yes.
Right.
That's okay. I'm half elf, half orc.
Yes.
So an elk or a orf, as you will.
There you go. So how this is going to work is every Saturday we're going to be here in Border Keep Games at 5:30, and this time we're starting a little bit later. I think we're at 6:15. So first time setting up. Every Sunday at 5:30 we're going to take this recording and put it onto Twitch to stream that, and then a week later we're going to figure out which day specifically we're going to twitching over here. A week later we're going to pick a day in there to figure out when we're going to put it up. We're going to upload that to YouTube, so you can watch it a couple different ways. So at the beginning of this game, in order to kind of get everyone acclimated and things like that, I'm going to start one at a time, and we're going to kind of just bounce through character to character. So, Jeremy, you are at home. You are with your master, the one that's teaching you how to scribe. His name is Ram Inkfinger. So Ram Inkfinger is a crotchety old man, little goblin fella, working as a scribe out of a thatch hut. So Jeremy it's about midday as you're you're running errands for Ram himself. He has asked you to go and grab some more papers for him in order for him to continue doing his job. So go ahead and describe what Jeremy looks like and what she's about there.
You got it. Jeremy is a pretty much 3 foot tall goblin, foresty green. She wears a braid and baggy burlap pants with actually like a nice little vest on. She kind of plays it fancy, and she has bright yellow eyes, goblin eyes, and has pierced ears as well. 2 gold rings on each ear.
Fancy.
So any particular possessions or strange things about Jeremy compared to an average goblin? Obviously we have the vest, which is, compared to everyone else that's been walking around, has been very much linens and, like more or less a burlap sack with holes cut out of the sides.
This is one of her fancier shirts she likes to kind of show off that she has. Hasn't always had it. Definitely more of a recent find from just a couple things around, and likes it a lot. Thinks it makes her look mighty fine and persuasive. She also actually doesn't really carry, she has generic weapons. She's got a bow and a dagger, just in cases. Pretty much every goblin knows how to use one of those, but she is a reader and she has books. Goblins and books. So she has a couple of just odd books on her side, but then she has actually like a dark purple one that's a little more mysterious than the other books. So.
All right. So as Jeremy's walking through town, she has a bundle of papers in her arms, unbound, just loose pieces of parchment, essentially, all stacked up on top of each other. So as she's walking down the dirt road of the thatch huts in the goblin camp, you hear a voice cry out, "Jeremy! Jeremy, come here!"
Jeremy's busy, what?
And you see a figure of a hunched over old woman, which you recognize as the matron of the goblins. This is Crema. Crema comes hobbling out with her cane and it's like, come,
Grandma,
stop playing with papers.
Jeremy is on a mission. Jeremy needs to get papers back.
Ram can wait.
All right, for you. And Jeremy will walk over and... What?
You have learned to read, yes. You have learned to write.
Yeah.
Why do you continue this foolishness?
it's helpful. Nobody else does it, does it, Grandma?
But you know. Now you know. Leave Ram to his writing.
Ram has so much to give to me. Just let me study under him.
It has been
longer.
years. We do not have long.
Well, what do you want me to do instead?
Learn from your mother.
To do
Learn from
what?
your grandmother.
Have babies? I don't want to do that. I'd rather read my books.
To help tend to the young. To help tend to you. You will help lead this tribe one day.
Grandma, same thing. It's the same thing. Now, this is good for us, Grandma. Let me do this because it's going to help everybody. Only Ram knows how to do this.
You
Let
hear
me learn.
off in the distance a strange sound. So typically there aren't very many horses or travelers that come through this area. So the woods that you're in, it's called Three River. Or at least that's what it's called to the elves. Now, usually goblins leave from here to go into the city itself. Typically people don't come this direction because there's quite a heavy prejudice of goblin kind. They've been given this land in order to prevent the ne'er-do-wells of goblin kind to go off and kind of spread their seed and do whatever they're going to do. They live in one spot. They're all responsible for their tribe, and if something bad happens, then the landowner, Crema herself, gets in trouble, not the individual goblin. It has helped control the goblin population and keep them more in line, but it has definitely made a situation where they're second-class citizens. Now, these hoofbeats that you hear, along with this, there's clanging metal, and as you look down, you see there's kind of a patchwork, piecemeal, armored people riding up into town, which is a strange sight. Pay attention!
Grandma.
No, here!
Grandma, listen, look.
They're fine. They're fine. Please, for me, will you at least consider just spend some time with your mother learning?
Grandma, you know it's not going to be
Ah! You hear a screaming coming off into the corner as you see a plume of smoke rising up from part of the town. The hoofbeats get louder. The screams start to permeate a little bit more throughout the town. Something's wrong.
Grandma, this is not right. Grandma, come. And she's actually going to drop the papers.
All right,
And it just scatters.
all over the floor. It's been a decently dry season, but the papers just begin rolling down the street as you're trying to drag
Yeah,
Crema across
I grab
the
Crema.
road.
I'm just like,
So
look.
she's hobbling along with her little cane and her stooped figure, and she said, Jeremy, no, what?
Grandma! And points at the smoke.
Kind of turns over and adjusts these little half spectacles and goes, go tell Ram. Go
Good.
tell Ram.
Yes, Grandma. Right away.
And goes to hobble off back to her hut and begins shouting orders at any goblin that she can find. Ram is 3 or 4 huts down. He typically doesn't leave the area. He ended up suffering a war injury when he was much younger. So he is missing his right leg, but it hasn't stopped him from reading and writing and being a productive member of the tribe. He has helped train a little bit of the goblin warriors that have, as they're growing up and learning how to be part of this, a bit of almost like a mercenary war band that the tribe finances in order to gather gold for themselves and a little bit more legitimacy as far as the kingdoms in this area are concerned.
Jeremy's just gonna book it as fast as her little goblin legs can go.
Sure. So come running into the hut, and he's sitting there. He's got one big monocle on, and then a gash across one of his eyes. It still functions. It's just all he sees is shapes in that side. He goes, "Jeremy, you have papers.
Danger! No, we must go now.
You have danger.
No, the tribe is in danger. There's smoke.
Then put fire out. Why? I'm not
Come
firefighter."
with me. Drop your things and let's go.
And he goes to stand up, and he's got a kind of a makeshift crutch that he ends up using to hobble around. He goes, "I don't move quickly. What?"
Well, quickly enough because We're in trouble. We need to go. Grab
What are you talking
important books, anything you need.
We don't need the books. What is the problem?
There's chaos and there's smoke and then there's metal people with on
Metal
mouths.
people?
Yes.
And he goes hobbling out, and he so by the door he keeps a very long boar spear. This is kind of what it looks like. It's longer than a typical goblin should be able to kind of hold on to. What are you people doing over there?
War spear.
Oh, hey, there you go. Yeah. So as he's hobbling over, he uses that as a kind of a cane, with the other side using a crutch, and hobbles out there. He goes, who are they?
We don't know.
And
Karma's out warning the whole village.
so as they come, there's 2, 3, 4 horsemen come running by, all with weapons brandished. 2 of them have torches, just setting fire to different huts as they come running by. The goblins are running around in panic, trying to collect who they can to get them out of the area. They don't know. This isn't a big tribe of warriors. This is all of the women, children, and young left behind. So Ram, suddenly he drops down almost what would be one knee, but it's his. The thing. There you go. He drops down to what would be one knee, but he's missing a leg. So, and as he does that, he throws his crutch to the ground and braces himself onto the spear. And Jeremy turns around, seeing this, like, "What are you doing?" As a horse comes charging through, he catches it right into the side, drops the horse down,
Yeah.
pulls it out, and he goes, "Get him!" Comes hobbling over with, trying to hop with one leg, with a spear in the other hand,
I don't know
steadying
what to
himself.
do. You know I'm not good at this.
Picks up and jams it into the man who gives a gurgling scream. Then he goes in and he picks up the man's mace and hands it to Jeremy.
And kind of like weighs her down a little bit. She's
Rips
kinda
the
weak.
thing out, and then you see 2 more horsemen come riding up.
What do we do? We must go. We can't fight them.
Would you like me to run? And
Yes.
he just kind of motions towards himself. He goes, I don't have that option, Jeremy.
Ren, we need you. You can't stay here. You're
There's-
important.
And as they come running by, what is your AC?
14.
Narrowly missing over the top of your head is a torch that comes by, and you hear the flame whip around, and you see Ram has been knocked backwards, but the man on the horse has fallen over. The horse kind of lazily runs around in a circle, and it comes to a rest.
Ram, we gotta go. Please don't stay.
As you say this, you come over, and Ram is just lying on his back with a massive gash across his face, and he seems to his mouth is moving, but he's not quite making any words.
Ram, I don't know what to do. I'm scared.
Let me run.
But I can't. Jeremy can't leave.
Let me
me.
go.
She drops the mace and like runs off.
Yeah. So where's she running to?
She is running
Away.
deep into the woods towards the city. She's
So-
gonna start running in that direction.
As she begins moving that direction, you do hear more and more soldiers milling about, just going through, and anyone that they can find, they're running around in the streets, they're cutting down. Any building that they can find, they're setting a torch to, and they go up pretty easily because they're not exactly well made in this little goblin village. But you do have the horse that from the man who Ram just killed is kind of walking around aimlessly without a rider.
Okay, Jeremy, you can do this. And she's gonna run up to the horse and just like, okay.
Go ahead and make an animal handling. So Jeremy has not. She has ridden burros before,
Yeah.
donkeys,
Yeah,
that kind
this
of
is a
thing.
big
But a horse is a different story. She doesn't even know if she can make it up to. Oh, what'd you get? There you go. All right.
Where's your phone? I'm gonna take a picture of that. First roll of the night.
Yes.
guys.
First roll of the night.
First roll of the night.
Natural one.
Natural one.
But, yeah.
That's how I roll, guys.
Oh, I'm proud of
Excellent.
you.
All right. So what we're going to do is have all natural 20s and natural 1s we're going to take a picture of and kind of document them. And so the first one that we have, natural 1.
Roll
The horse rears up and what is Jeremy's AC again?
14.
The horse luckily does not catch her in the face with one of the hooves and goes running off.
Just kind of knocks her back a little bit. And she just scrambles back up and starts running back to the direction she was going. She's just frantic, like looking for things that could help her get away faster. And
As she's running, and you can hear the chaos behind you. It seems like there are quite a bit of goblins that are running off into different directions and hiding in the woods. These aren't exactly thick woods that you're in, but they are something that your people are familiar with. They know where to go. There are 3 other tribes in this area that all kind of coexist, so they seem to be dashing off to that. Now, the city itself, the best way to get to it is to go to the south, while the rest of them are to the north and west. Okay. So, Jeremy comes running out now. Does she pick the forest or the road?
She's gonna go through the forest. She feels like she needs to be undercover, like just blend in with her little green skin, just like working her way.
At a breakneck pace, or trying to hide as she's running?
Once she gets a little far away, she's gonna start to kind of hunker down and like gain visual of her surroundings, and yes, try to be more careful.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check and a perception check.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Excuse me.
13 stealth.
Alrighty.
That is another
Is that another
natural
one? Oh, you get another photo of that. All right. So Jeremy is hyperventilating, and
it's actually very appropriate.
Looking around, but she's not gathering any information. She's just like a rat being hunted by a cat, just hiding in any spot that they can find.
That sounds about right.
After a little while, Jeremy gets up and begins running off again, not seeing any danger. Luckily, no one seems to be following her, or at least she doesn't hear anybody. So she goes bolting through the woods as fast as her little goblin feet will let her. Go ahead and roll a survival with advantage, because you know these woods.
You can do it. I believe in you.
You got big rolls.
Survival. That is a 12.
12. All right, so you are able to make it through the forest without getting lost or any crazy thing like that happening. You don't find any faster way than just barreling through the woods as quickly as you can, rushing through brambles, scaring away game. And as you get running out there, you do see there is a figure standing next to a couple other figures holding large bags on their back. But it's interesting, one of the figures are some form of bird man? Nothing you've seen before. But for now, we're going to actually skip over. So, Ribos, you're inside a very dark, dank ruins. This is you and your master have been sent here to scout this area out. And let me actually get the name of her. Again, Yggdrasil. Yes, that's what it was. Yggdrasil. She is a elvish Goliath mix. Very broad-shouldered, strong-looking woman with pointed ears and not quite as much of a mass as Goliaths are. Goliaths being a smaller version of giants in this world. Now, giants themselves, they don't die of old age. They die of a heart attack. Because their bodies become too large for their forms to keep the blood pumping, and then that's it. They don't stop growing once they hit adulthood. They just grow slower. Goliaths are no different. They just they peak out a little less. So it's, with an elf Goliath, she has no idea how long she'll live. There's been a little bit of kinship between you two because of your half-elf heritage. Your elven people have seen you as either the orc or the Goliath or your half race, but the other side sees you as an elf, just like her. All of the Goliaths see her as an elf, and all of the elves see her as a Goliath. She, from what you can tell, very proficient with a bow and sneaking around, and has showcased this as you are tiptoeing through these ruins as slowly as you can. She does frequently turn around and go, shh, as your scale mail tends to clank into each other. So go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. Start you off. like the one thing you're like,
Big rolls.
Very,
Right.
very appropriate. Oh, I also have disadvantage.
yes,
So,
scale mail.
yes, that would be a 4.
So all you hear is clink, clink, clink. And you're like holding up the scales, trying to.
Yes, man.
Saying sorry makes it worse. Sorry. It is okay. And then you do see her creak open the door very slowly and peek on through. Come here. I'll go ahead and roll a perception check.
16.
So as you're looking through, you do see a figure standing there, nearly motionless. They are all with your dark vision and the darkness of this ruin. All you can see is in grayscale. So this is it appears to be one solid monochrome grayscaled figure standing, just staring up and not moving.
Does it look like a statue or does it look like a body?
It looks like it could be either. It's very still, but it's in an odd stance, and it doesn't seem to have the proper supports as a statue would. So you're like, what is that? And then as you're looking, you do see this almost mass. It's this amorphous blob slowly slide across the floor, and then stop moving, and then it almost appears to be a rock, and then moves again, and then stops. Very slow.
What is that thing?
She
What is
shuts the
that
door.
thing?
It's what we have come here to see. Come, we leave. And begins sneaking out.
I will hesitantly follow her.
As you walk away and follow the meandering path of the tunnels that have been dug into this area, you do. Eventually, she stops sneaking as profoundly and begins walking in a normal upright position, but doesn't say anything to you as she's walking away.
Ixgalan, what was that thing?
I do not know, but it doesn't seem to be aggressive.
I was worried that the figure was undead, but I don't know what that blob was.
I don't think it was an undead. No, it did not have the same mannerisms.
It never moved, but sometimes they just don't for long periods of time.
That is true, but we are not here to fight them.
I'm always here to fight them.
Yes, but this is what I've been trying to teach you. This is a mission of scouting. This is to find what is happening and report back. If they want us to do anything else, then we will do that.
Wherever we find undead, we must stomp them out. They are an affront to all things.
It may be how the orcs do things, but not how we do them.
That is not an orc thing. That is just a natural thing.
She just kind of shakes her head, shrugs, and continues to walk forward.
I will follow,
Uh,
shaking my head.
You do see this gnarled, arthritic-ridden gnomish woman, which you have met before, Miss Bakan. Now, she does have a first name, which you are apparently not allowed to call her. That has been made very, very clear. So Miss Bakan is kind of curled up onto herself and holding a just about as gnarled of a staff as she is. It comes walking up, and it's capped with what appears to be almost like a mushroom cap on top of it, and comes walking over like, "Did you find what you're looking for?"
I'm not exactly sure what we were looking for. Ixgalan, did we find what we were looking for?
Because if we didn't, we wouldn't be here.
Fair. So yes.
Well, now would you kindly leave? You're making too much commotion.
I would think that any commotion may be too much commotion for you.
And she kind of turns around and starts stalking away, using this thing as almost like a crutch.
Be careful, Miss McCann.
And just continues to move. So, as you begin walking away, this person has been your master as with this organization, and I'm gonna pull up the name of that. Oh yeah, Landwicter.
The Landwicter.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these things I named today. So there's gonna be I have a cheat sheet that I've got to go through. So Landwicter, This organization of monster slaying, the supernatural bane, the group that has been helping these kingdoms fight off things that mortal men should not be fighting. You've joined these people because they've been a well-respected group and fits with your values, but you're still very new. So this has been one of the first foyers, the first missions that you've been going on, and it's taken weeks to travel here just to look at something and walk away. It's been a very frustrating time for Ribos, who was already in his homelands considered an accomplished warrior, but is being almost handheld through this task, or at least that's how it seems. So as Yizgalin begins walking towards the town, do you know why we did not attack today?
Because you think me weak. I'll pull a piece of silver out of my bag and a dagger and just start shaving the edge of the coin to get some dust
Sure.
in the palm of my hand
Yeah,
as we're walking.
It is not about strength or weakness. Sometimes we must gather information and move on. Do you know why we have come here? Why today we have come here?
Because that is what we were tasked to do.
Kind of. But why were we asked?
I do not know.
The Count of this land has sent us here specifically to see if these ruins are too dangerous to have the air come by.
You speak of Walgraf.
Yes, Walgraf.
Ha!
He is strong in other ways than combat. But that is neither here nor there. So, we come here to make sure that the air will be safe near these ruins. They've been here for a long time. No one has died in years thanks to Miss Bakan. But just in case.
Why must the air come to the ruins?
You must learn how to be... This is wartime. This is on the forefront of the wars. And without him with practical knowledge, well, what good is a new prince consort without practical knowledge?
Indeed, but what is more practical than combat?
It's fair, but we must temper that with the risk of the heir's life.
Fair, then we should be there just to protect him, if that's what is needed.
He has his guards, and we have found that this has been no threat to him. As long as he doesn't come here, it should be fine. If they want us to take care of it, they'll tell us. If not, we leave.
Fair enough.
You begin walking into the town so this is the city of Lurir. It is an elvish city that, or at least in the lands of what would be considered the elvish lands. It has some cosmopolitan bits to it. There is it's primarily a space for a silver mine. So the silver mine attracts all kinds of dwarves and gnomes who are contracted into working through here for not quite indentured servitude. They do get paid, but they are here until, well, forever. Is typically how it ends up going. Miners don't end up with a lot of coin when they're all done with their back-breaking labor. But it's work. So the Count is nervous because this is a lot riding on him. If something bad happens to the heir of the throne, well, that doesn't exactly look good for him. And so his direct superior, the duchy, the duchess of this duchy, has specifically asked him to make sure that the cursed ruins that everyone knows about of this area is properly dealt with. And for him, this qualified. Didn't want to, from what you can tell, he didn't want to over-risk the idea of going through and sending an army down to eliminate whatever was in there, and then unleashing something that killed the son of the queen. So, but as you come into town, you begin walking through. There are 4 tiers. There's the outside of the walls, which is many traders and passersby and some inns and things of that nature. And then the second tier in is where the miners live, and it's kind of not quite squalor, but it's everyone's in ramshackle huts, and they don't need much kind of thing. As you go further in, there's traders and different shops and merchants, and past that, there's the tradesman, the one who makes the actual, the blacksmiths, the tailors, that kind of thing. And then past that, as you begin walking through these different tiered walls and climbing up this mountainous hill, you reach the top tier, where you have all of the aristocrats and the guardsmen and things of that nature that are most heavily protected up here, other than the keep itself. So let's see, did I write the keep on here for you?
Keep Kirwibrin.
Yeah, Kirwidrin. Yes, that's what it was. So Count Kirwidrin is up in his keep, awaiting for your word. You haven't heard that the heir has been in town, but you do see a very ornate litter with many guardsmen standing around it, which unless this is the Duchess that's over here, this has to be the heir. It doesn't appear to be anyone inside the litter, but as you enter, you do see more and more of the royal guard, and you, standing in the kind of foyer of the keep itself is the count and the heir, standing there having a pleasant little conversation. This girl, she comes over and puts up a hand and then waits patiently at the front door, with her hands behind her back, standing with respect and just simply waiting.
I'm going to inspect the door. Is there hinges?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do they look iron?
Yes.
I'm going to walk up to
Sure.
and just start scraping some of the iron off into my hand.
And she just slowly turns her head over.
And after I have a little powder, I'm going to spit in it and pull my amulet out of my shirt and smear it on there and then drop it back in the shirt and then just like wipe it across my face.
And as you turn around and as you wipe it across your face, you see every single person in the room standing there as you've walked up and disrupting the conversation.
That was very
And she
dramatic.
just she's just standing there with her hands on her sides, like, why? The count walks up and goes, you're back. Any word? This girl looks over and goes, it does not appear to be any issues down there that will be any concern of the heir. And then she bows very deeply.
What about the ooze thing?
It is fine, Rybos. It is fine.
You said you didn't even know what it was.
You don't know what it is.
You're right.
Pardon my apprentice. He is from the Orklands up north.
Snarl at her.
The count kind of he's a well-dressed elven man, jet black hair and steely eyes. He's thin even for an elf and almost has gaunt features. A bit longer ears than what you would call kind of the average elf. Most of the aristocrats are related to the bloodline of the queen in some capacity, which has almost fey-ish quality to them. He's dressed in it's nothing too fine because trying to show up his direct superior would be a problem, but it's fine enough. The heir himself is almost a hint of almost like a blue skin going on with his elfish features. He has dark eyes and a dark hair with bits of what appear to be almost like gray speckles in there, even though he doesn't look more than 18, 20 years old. It just appears that his hair is graying a little early. As he's standing there, while he's dressed very nicely, it's almost less than what you expected. You wouldn't have been able to pick him out of the crowd if not for his blue skin, or bluish skin. It still has almost a natural tone, but just a hint of something off. As he looks over and goes, Rybos, is that your name?
I'm honored you know my name, yes.
You just said it. It's thank you for keeping me safe. I do very much appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And you see
I feel
this
that
girl
we have done nothing.
like slaps you and then kind of bows slightly.
I'll like incline my head just a little.
you see the Count
Big red
pale
boy.
almost, just like, and look over at the honor guards who are all kind of looking at each other, and then and eventually looking at the heir himself, who's just smiling and be like, "So you're from the Orklands? Is it the fjords? Is that?"
Yes, I'm surprised you're familiar with our lands.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know who your neighbors are, I suppose.
Yes, I am from the Kriersgak, the fjords. You people of your land often just refer to us as the fjord orcs.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm quite familiar. Well, don't let me keep you. You have a lovely day. And turns and begins waltzing away. And you see the Count storming over very angrily towards you.
I'll just stare him dead down.
He goes, go ahead and roll an intimidation check. He goes,
Yeah.
"What was that? You're embarrassing me in front of His Majesty."
Natural 20.
Oh,
Then, as he lock eyes with you, he kind of
That's a
Pulls
23
back.
total.
Hey, there you go. Kind of pulls back a little bit and sets his arm down.
I do not subscribe to your fancy ways.
He's
I gave him
gonna,
the
like,
respect that he
Puts
was
her hand on your
due.
chest and he's like, "Go wait outside, please. Just please."
You have not earned my respect, so do not tempt me.
And he's like, he just starts rubbing his forehead. And, "It's fine. It's fine. You did your job. Now please be gone. Get out of my city." And turns around and begins stalking towards, you assume, either his room or after the air to smooth things over.
What an annoying man.
Yes, I could say the same about you.
At least I have a purpose.
So does he. He runs all of this.
Only because he was gifted it.
And you were gifted strength.
I
This is
have
how the
earned-
gods work.
I have earned mine. As you have.
Just go to your room or wherever you want to go. I need a moment.
Fine.
She
I am here at your leisure.
There is a place where you are being put up for the evening, and as long as you're here, you're able to stay at the guest quarters. However, there are plenty of taverns if you'd like to go somewhere else.
I would like to go wander out into the nearest wood.
Sure. All right, and for now, we're going to move over to Shkaba. So Shkaba is, you're standing there waiting for the next shipment to come through. You have a sack full of what appear to be powdered gems and different exotic plants and that are dried out in this sack. As you're looking through it, you think Miss Bakan will probably accept these. There's a halfling man standing next to you, dressed in what were fine clothes, but now are torn to shreds from just travel and wear and tear and things of that nature. No shoes on, but big old bushy sideburns. So, y'all ready? Are you good?
Yeah. I think Miss Pecan is gonna like this stuff right here.
Oh, good, because that's all she's getting. So just these two guys today. Get them into town. You know where to go.
I got you, amigo.
Awesome. This is going to be a quick turnaround on this. So I'm going to be back here tonight. So I need you back out this direction, okay? We got a special job.
All right.
Right.
Okay. Tonight here, tonight.
Yes, one night here. You'll be on the other side.
But not here.
Not here, the other side. The other side of the tunnel.
Oh, right. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm going to go around. It'll be fine. All right. Well, good luck. Don't get eaten by those, whatever they are. And turns around and walks away. There are two men standing there, both elven, but they're of a different breed than the aristocrats. They're what you more or less call like wood elves, that kind of thing. And they're holding just very large sacks on their shoulders, just ready to bring them into town. You're not entirely sure what's in there, but most of your smuggling jobs, you have no idea.
Yeah. It's not really about
Yeah.
what we.
Bingo! As long as it's not people, you're fine.
Yep.
So as you, do the thing again. So as you are walking through, you've been through these tunnels before. It's been probably a couple months since you've been doing this. As you've and everything's gone pretty swimmingly. The old gnomish woman makes sure that you're safe. But as long as you don't go off the beaten path, you'll be fine. Whatever monsters are down here don't seem to be a problem as long as you don't wander. You haven't heard of anyone dying, but it's possible.
Right.
And you come walking through, and it takes a little while to get through the tunnels, but a lot quicker than going around and through the tiers of the city. And using this little pass wall, you're able to get into the city of Lurir with nobody looking. From what you can tell, the guards know that this place exists in a way, but they don't keep an eye on it. You've never heard of anyone looking at this direction over here. It's a perfect setup for you. You get a sack of gold, and every time that Kip comes back, the gentleman that you were just talking to, and yeah, it's a pretty easy gig. It's illegal still, but hey, that's how it goes.
Gold is gold.
So you come walking through, and you end up hearing almost like a scuffling coming off to the side. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yes.
And a stealth check for Sunny here. Yeah.
Who are you? Ooh, I got 10 on perception.
20.
Yeah, there you go. So you hear something, you look over, and you're like, must be one of those monsters.
Oh.
And keep moving. Like I said, you've done this for a couple months now. You hear noises, and you just keep going.
Stuff falls.
At the end of the tunnel, you do see there's as it begins to break into the light, and you extinguish your torches. No longer need them. You see the old gnarled gnomish woman pop out and be like, "You're late.
Yeah.
You're always late."
Well, there was something in the tunnel, and we had to.
There's always something in the. Give me my things.
Yeah, here, give it her stuff. Give her her stuff.
And she reaches out for the sack that you have, and it takes it from you and opens it. And what? This is it? This is all you bring.
Well, that's all I got. Yeah.
This isn't gonna work. I need more.
What you want? I got 3 bags here, right?
No, those are your bags. And he points at the two elven men carrying the sacks for you. Like, this is all you're giving me?
Well, that's all the little guy gave me.
This will have to do. Next time. And she's given you this rigmarole before. This has been a little song and dance that you guys have done for weeks and weeks and weeks. Every time that you bring something, she always tries to haggle you for some more. She's just giving you the business from what you can tell. But most people, she barks at and has them get out of her space as fast as possible. But for you, she has a conversation. She tries to haggle you. She seems to want to keep you around for a moment. That's about
a little more.
Right, about as big of a compliment as you can get from this just collapsed in on herself gnomish woman.
Yeah. Beautiful.
He goes, Cremini!
Who's that?
Child, get out here!
Oh, hi!
And then, you see a little halfling girl come scurrying out from one of the rocks, which from the direction that you came.
Excuse me.
So you guys go ahead and describe yourselves, and I forgot to have rivals do the same thing, but that's okay. We'll get to that in a second. So Shkaba, what do you look like? Shkaba. Am I saying it wrong? Is that what you keep saying after I said it? Is that what's going on?
I think you just like saying it.
Shkaba.
Shkaba.
Yeah, there you go.
Shkaba is he's pretty tall. He's about 6 foot.
Sure.
He's got these like mossy brown, big tattered wings.
Okay.
They're not as beautiful as others because he's always on the ground as more, and he goes through the forest a lot more, and so they're all beaten up a little bit. But he's got this nice violet jacket on that he wears with a nice little green handkerchief in the pocket, and under that is like a light purple with a black trim button-up shirt. He tries to stay light when he can. He's got a rapier on his side that he's always ready to pull out if he needs to, and he's got himself a little short bow for his distance attacks. He's got some darker feathers under all that, and he's a fancy looking man.
Hey, there you go. The Aarakocra are definitely not from this area typically. You're actually from one of the dwarven cities, way off, and had made it here. And while Aarakocra do travel quite a bit, they aren't seen in large clusters or anything like that. So people notice you. They definitely see you around and things like that, and just think some bird guy. Like they're like, oh, that's weird. All right, cool. Yeah. So you just keep your nose out of trouble and try to do the same things every week, same thing every day. So then people get used to you being around in the same spot over and over and over, and people stop looking at you. They just, it's only newcomers will start to see it. And, so you hit the same tavern every day, and they would talk with the same people, and it just that familiarity kind of helps.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to make a big show out here.
Sunny.
Hi. I'm actually quite modestly dressed. I don't really have anything too fancy going on. You will notice that I always have a headband on. If you look really closely, you could probably see my ears poking just out the top. But for the most part, my headband kind of covers those. I also carry an ikawa, which is kind of a shorter spear. Well, it's a shorter, like, javelin with a longer spear, I think is the best way to describe it.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. More blade, less stick.
Yeah, there you go. And then if you look kind of like along my belt area, you'll see that I have like some chisels and stuff. Like I would maybe occasionally, whittle something out of wood.
So she's small enough where you've seen Kip and you've seen adult halflings and things like that. That they're around 3 foot, they give or take a few inches up or down. This person's 2.5 foot tall. They have a full head lower. So this little halfling child comes running out and scampers out and she goes, "Take this to my rooms." Take it? Yes, go.
Good.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye, Clemini.
See you at home.
Stalking off and be like, "What are you waiting for? Go!
Oh,
Get out! Go!"
I'm leaving.
Smugglers. He's walking off.
Right between his legs. Excuse me. No, yeah.
There you go. So Shikaba, you take your men, you bring them to the drop-off location. You can't go directly from here to where they're going to go. You have to drop off the equipment and then have them walk a different direction so that no one's to the wiser. Somebody else will handle the pickup from that location. Your job is done. The next time you see Kip, you'll get your payment and then your next job.
Smooth as butter.
Yep. You head off back into the town to do what you do best: drink at the tavern.
Yes, I do.
So
Take my time.
the building itself is a squat place in the mining district. It is. It feels like it's not supposed to be there. There's a lot of houses around and that kind of thing, and then there's just this one flat, one-story, kind of elongated. You could call it an inn, I guess, but the rooms that he has, they're not quite rooms. It's just the attic. And he's got straw thrown on the ground. And like it's like, yeah, if you pay me a couple gold, a couple silvers, a couple coppers, whatever, you go up into the attic, you sleep it off. There you go.
Perfect.
So he, the man that runs this place is Lucas. He's a dwarven fellow, and hanging out behind the bar, he appears to have lost all of the use of his left hand. You're not entirely sure why, but he's always kind of has it tucked off to his side, and he's pouring drinks for it. It's always one-handed, every time he's doing things. So you come in and goes, Scuba, yeah, come on in. He pours you your favorite ale and plops it down. Be like, "You have a good day?"
Yeah. It was a pretty okay, It's the same old thing every day, you know me, eh?
Same here. There's not a lot going on, even in the war times. That's
Well, it could be a lot worse.
no deaths in the mines today. So
No,
yeah,
that was a pretty good day, eh?
You can't beat it. Well, anything else I can get you, or you hungry? We got a stew. He's had the same stew going on it's been just constantly cooking for as far as you can tell, for years. It's a common thing back in the day. It was the ever soup. Yeah, it just keeps cooking, keeps burning, keeps going.
Heat it up, add some water, it's fine.
You know what? I'm gonna stick with the drink, and maybe I'll get some later.
Suit yourself. And he goes off and he begins to say, "There's only one or two other people here. It's meant for the miners, after you get off a hard day of work, but no one's there other than that." So, now we'll move over to Sunny. So you have the bag of stuff, and you run it back to the hut, which is It's more or less a cave with a door on the front. Like that's pretty much what it is, but it's been carved very intricately inside. It appears from the outside just a ramshackle thing, but on the inside there's Miss Pecan made all of this herself, carved it herself, with whatever magics that she has going on. You still don't 100% understand them, but hey, that's how it goes. There's almost like a large seating room with a fireplace in the middle that is made out of the natural stone. And then a staircase also made out of stone up to a top floor where there's almost like a wooden divider made out of what appears to be large chunks of bark, just all set up together.
Cool.
And 2 beds, one for you and one for her. And it's very modest accommodations, but it's what you got. It was just her for a while, but then she put up the divider and now you sleep there. So as she comes hobbling up, she shuts the door behind her and stands up and stretches and be like, So, did they stray? Did they wander off? Anything like that? No?
Nope.
Nope, they're fine? All right.
Yep.
Perfect. And begins walking upright up to the little fireplace and touches her staff in the center of it, and little flame pops up and she goes, "Are you hungry?"
I'm always hungry. Well, I'm actually just mostly thirsty. Do we have any of the mushroom wine?
He goes over and opens up another door off to the side and kind of walks down this little stone cellar and comes back up with this old-looking bottle and hands it to you.
My favorite.
So, anything you're doing today?
Just
Or
helping
tonight, I
you.
guess.
What are we doing?
Oh, I'm done. I did. That was it. That was what I was gonna do today.
We don't have anything else to do?
Do you have anything in mind?
And I just look at the bottle of wine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't keep up with you. That's not your metabolism's different. It's old woman, little fairy girl. That's
Well, I mean, I guess I could go find a drinking buddy, but I like you the best.
you don't want to follow around the Birdman anymore.
He was so tall.
He's-
Do you
that is
think?
true.
Where do you think he went?
The same place he always goes. You tell me about this all the time. The tavern.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go there.
That's up to you. You can do whatever you'd like.
I'm out the door
It's
already.
just
Gone.
shrugs and goes down and grabs another bottle of wine herself. So go ahead and give me either a stealth or deception check as you're kind of walking through town trying to appear as a little child as possible.
It's completely hammered.
With a little bottle. That's where the stealth comes in. You just sneak it out from the cloak and put it back.
It's just a baby bottle.
It's 14.
It's passable. I mean,
Nice.
people, they've seen worse. You know.
Damn orphans.
Yep, pretty much. It's probably people die in the mines. So sometimes they leave off orphans, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
I'm halfway through the bottle
All right.
at this point.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, my count's a little.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, as you're all wandering through the streets, you do see the tavern coming up. So it's the Flint Spittle Tavern, ran by the dwarven fella. So they haven't seen you come in before because there's always been a nook or a cranny that you're able to crawl into and hide into. And most of the time you end up being in the attic just looking through the slats, which most people assume that you're sleeping or drunk. It's, which works out pretty well because sometimes you're one or both. So now the way you get in is quite unique, which you're familiar with. Squeezing through the tiniest crack, about an inch wide in part of the wall, you just blend right into it and pop out onto the other side. And as you're just looking through and you're watching Shkaba drink his drink, which has always been fascinating because he's got a beak. How the hell does he drink his drink? It's
The mysteries of the world.
just he almost has to pour it into the beak. It's a
It's a
whole.
side thing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's great.
So,
Invent a straw.
I've got my own straw. Pull it out.
Has an back
Yeah,
to
collapsible. Yeah, there you go. So he's sitting there watching him, and he's talking with Lucas and about just nothing, just everything and nothing, and bar talk. That's how it goes. And then you see a massive rush of people start coming in and ordering drinks, and you've seen this ritual happen day in and day out. It is all the miners getting off of work for this particular shift and moving on to the next one. They all flood the tavern for a while, and they all see Shugaba and don't really bother him because he's just been in that same stool every night, every time they come in. So they gather their drinks, they carouse for a little while, and about an hour or two later, everyone tends to start trickling off. It's you've learned a lot more about the mortals of this world here than you have anywhere else.
Got it.
It's been quite eye-opening. And then you both actually hear a strange noise. You hear a voice calling out, "Help! Help! Somebody help!" And as they're running through town, Jeremy, you have now made it to the city itself and are booking it up through the tiers. There's only one thing that you know to do, is to go alert the Count himself about what's happening. This is you were able to see some. This is not a brigand band. This is too big. This has to be something to do with the war that's been going on. You're not sure who attacked, but there's a couple different skirmishes that have been happening here and there, which is why your people are out as mercenaries. They're primarily raiding trades, caravans, like food supplies and that kind of thing, for the Count and the Duchess of this area. It's been lucrative. That's what your people make a lot of their money on. Between that, trade, and farming, that's how your people survive, especially during wartime. So, but attacking civilians, now you've read book after book after book, and this is part of the, let me just make sure I got my own pronunciation correct. The Brintwillith Concord. So this is, the Brintwillith Concord is how all of these different city-states and nations in this area keep each other in line, in a way. There is an overarching queen who's years and years and years ago, this is generations, almost to myth, had married or a Fey lord of some sort. And through that, their bloodline has Fey blood in them, which manifests as a slightly blue tint on their skin. Every one of them that have that line has something of that going on with them. The Brintwillith Concord, it acts as almost like our world has the Pope and the papacy and things like that in medieval times, where it kind of kept an overarching, everyone's on the same rules, they're all following the same god, but it's not really necessarily a god, it's this queen. There cannot be a king. There's already a king out there. He's just not on this plane. So each queen has what they call a prince consort. So the prince consort it does not have the same power as the queen, but has some influence because they have the ear of the queen themselves. All of their children, their firstborn daughter, they're the next one in line. They're the next heir. So if they don't have any daughters, it goes to the sons, who would then become, instead of the prince consort, they'd be the prince regent, ruling instead of their wife, who would then, of course, marry in at that point. It would be called the queen consort, and then their firstborn daughter, as soon as she came of age, would inherit the throne rather than the prince regent, who would still be alive, but would give the throne up. So this has been all of Jeremy's readings and things like that, but she knows the letter of the law quite well, especially with the general warfare rules that have been going out. You cannot attack civilians. That's not something that it's considered a war crime, and you can get the crown to come down on you, which is, if the crown comes down on you, then that means your lands are plunderable. Anyone can attack your duchy and take whatever they want, and you're a criminal. So there's no law broken when they declare that to happen. So with this information, you have enough evidence. You just saw your people being slaughtered and your town being burnt down, and you are citizens. So here we go to the Count. But Jeremy is also in a bit of a panic. So running through the street screaming, little goblin girl. So it is, you both hear this outside and may or may not pay any mind to it depending on your personalities and that kind of thing.
As soon as like the rush of people come in, I go right back into like the crack in the wall because I don't want to get like stomped.
Oh yeah, is there hiding up in the attic looking through almost
Yeah.
like the floorboards
Yep.
and watching people. But you've got your own little spot. It's behind a box. You're like, yes, this is it.
I'm out.
Ribos, where did you head off to when you?
Just if there was some kind of a park or something in the city, anywhere that there was trees, I could just kind of go
Oh,
out
yeah,
and get a
especially
little
in the-
peace and quiet,
In the upper ring, there's quite a bit of different places that you're able to sit on a bench and relax.
escape from the voices of actual living people,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you know,
oh,
just
yeah.
have the company of the voices in my head.
Yay! If you guys want, we can do a little bit of a break, and so that way everyone can use the bathroom and all that good stuff. Because I think Missy's already. And welcome back. I got cold, so I'm wearing warm stuff now.
Oh, the bee.
Yep. No problem.
This is a really great space, but it's a little chilly.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There is a way to turn up the heat.
Yeah,
I
he
just
said we could
didn't
adjust
learn
it.
how to do it. So,
I'm not tall enough.
I was
Gotta
gonna
go.
say.
right, get up there.
I
No, you're
feel
fine.
for
I'm
sweaty
kidding. No, no,
hands.
we're
Everything
good.
wasn't all set up, you know.
Right?
Does anybody have a remote? Like I
Yeah.
feel like
I
this
bet you
is
that's the
good.
thing. But anyway,
Eh.
so
Keeps us awake.
Jeremy, you are sprinting through town, trying to. Every guard that you come up to is just kind of like, get away from me.
Please, Jeremy needs to find the count now.
No. And he just looks over at his buddy like,
Spits at him and like starts running.
not worth it. Just, you get running up and you go through the different tiers, and you've been to this place before, but you haven't been to the top. But you know how to get there. It's pretty. It's not a straight shot, but it zigzags back and forth in order to make it harder for attackers to make it through. And as you're running by, you two do hear that noise, but it just kind of.
Actually,
Back to
Jeremy's gonna
drinking.
probably be running and being like,
Look out the
Warcrimes! It's like, law has been broken. Help, help, anybody help. I need to find the count. Please, Jeremy needs help.
So Ribos, you hear this as you're trying to meditate. You're like, "Will you shut up?" And then you're like, "Wait a minute, war crimes."
I don't recognize that's a new one. Oh, wait. I
You
realized
see
it's
two of the
not
guards
inside my head.
have got halberds in front of them, kind of crossing, and be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!
No, please.
What are you doing?"
Jeremy needs help.
A little goblin yelling war crimes running through town.
They attacked the Three Rivers.
What?
People, I need to talk to the count now.
No.
Yes, it is within our rights. It is right here in the law. Law has been broken. I need to talk to the count.
Please vacate. I don't want to throw you in the dungeon.
Count! Jeremy needs you.
I'll stand up and walk out of the wood.
Sure. Yeah, and it was just like almost like not quite a garden, but just a patch of places where they have like different shrubs that are not overgrown but very large and that kind of thing. Just a little, almost meditative, getting away from everything park. You know, almost to show off a little bit.
You, small one, what is the ruckus?
I need to see the count.
What?
War crimes against
Don't worry,
goblins.
sir. We have it handled.
Please.
Come
please,
on,
Jeremy
come
needs
on.
help.
And
We
then they-
need help.
they
We
help-
need help.
they
Count Walgriff?
Please,
They
please.
both go
What
through
will
and grab
that
the
whelp
sides,
do for
grab
you?
the
Bicep?
yeah, you grab you by the bicep and both kind of pick you up underneath and start walking.
I'd like
off.
kick my little legs. Please.
I'll walk up behind the guard and just put my hand on his shoulder. Excuse me, I was speaking to the little one.
Laws have
Is she
been
with
broken.
you?
She is now. Put her down.
Okay, go ahead. And he goes off and walks back to his post.
Please, please help. There's an attack on the goblin tribes. It's against the law. I need to speak to the count. He knows what to do. War crimes have been committed. Please.
You're not sure what goblin tribe she's talking about. You haven't heard of anything like that around here. It's
The only count I know is a whelp of a man. He will be of no help to you.
Civilians have been killed. Please. I don't know where to go or what to do, but this is law and order. It is not being met.
Well, killing is necessary, but when it is not, there is a reason to investigate the problem.
Will you help me? Please?
Take me to your village, tribe, your camp, whatever it is.
Too late. They burned everything. I'm sure they killed everyone. But this needs to stop. It's going to get worse if we don't get the Count involved right now.
Well, I can show you where he is. I don't know that he will be of help, but at the very least, those bodies need to be laid to rest.
You do know that it is getting, not quite evening time, but it's getting towards where you'd start having supper and that kind of thing. So you do know that the Count is going to be up in his keep, and you're not sure where Yixel is, but she's probably in her quarters or getting food somewhere or something of that nature. So it's, yeah, where do you head to?
I head to where Exala would be.
Yeah.
First.
Sure. And so, what was the mythological creature that you picked for the
Terraskew.
Okay, gotcha. So it's what appears to. So he ends up walking up to the guards and pulls. What kind of so you have typically some sort of symbology on you that looks like that. A lot of people wear it as like an amulet. Some
The
people
amulet
wear it.
that I wear is not that.
I know, yeah. And some people wear it like attached to them, like almost like a brooch kind of thing. It's about yay big, and it has a depiction of a large spined monster.
I'll just say I'm using it as a cloak clasp.
Sure, yeah, that works. So he comes up and he Ribos taps it, and the guards both kind of step off to the side. And you're not entirely sure who this guy is, but he's supposed to be here.
My name is Jeremy, by the way.
Jeremy.
That helps.
Jeremy, little one. I am Ribos.
Ribos.
Uh,
Thank you for helping.
You see, there's a couple different servants that you know work for the Count, and you've seen them kind of doting on him, that kind of thing. So if anyone's going to be able to find them, them's the ones.
Excuse me, you. You there.
A page pops his head up and goes, yeah?
You know Iskalen?
No.
You should know Iskalen. She is of the land Wilter. She
Oh,
is
the
very,
giant woman.
very tall.
Yeah, okay.
Have you seen her?
Maybe.
Where recently?
I think you want me to go? I'm going to go find her.
You go find her. Tell her to meet me at the Count.
Takes off. He was in the room with the intimidation of the Count. He's terrified of you now. So just darts off. You're not entirely sure if he does know where Yixala is, but you know that he didn't want to be in the room.
And come, we'll go to the Count's quarters.
You're not entirely sure where the Count's quarters are.
I'll go to the keep.
Sure. Yes. So you start walking up towards that area, and the guards let you in without an issue. They've seen you before and that kind of thing. And now you're inside of their the kind of the foyer, which is as far as you've been in the keep. Has been just this kind of meeting area where people can stand and talk and then mill about. But you haven't been any further in.
Is there anyone around?
Yes, so plenty of people. There are 2 guards on the outside, 2 guards on the inside, and then there are a few young, like pages and servant people walking here and there and just kind of passing through this spot and moving on to the next, cleaning some things, that kind of thing.
I'll go up to the nearest guard.
Mhm.
Excuse me, I need to see Walgriff. Where can I find him?
What's this about?
It is not really of your business. This is a land
Boy!
water.
And he points over and motions, like, go find the Count. Tell them
Ribos of the land Wilter.
that's the one. Tell me he's looking for him. He goes back to standing at attention.
Jeremy is very quiet, obviously letting Ribos do all the talking now that he has been gracefully going through
Sure.
while Jeremy has not had the luck.
You see the Count come, like, what, Ribos?
No, it's Jeremy. It's me. No, there's Warcrimes.
You brought a
I
goblin
just
into
gestured
my
to her.
keep? Why?
She says there has been a breach of your law.
It is true.
Did you steal something?
No, it wasn't me. People ride to Three Rivers Woods and destroy tribal...
That's your Kremis problem, not mine.
No, it is your problem. It is against war law that they attack civilians.
Hey, Count. That's not...
No, the Crema counts.
Yes, Crema owns the land. You don't. You're...
Crema is in trouble, and Crema is a citizen, and Crema is in trouble, so citizens under attack.
I don't have time for this. I'm entertaining the air. Please get her out of here.
No, you
Please.
do have time for this because this is your law.
Go
this is-
ahead and roll an intimidation or persuasion, depending on which angle you want to go. And either of you can roll an insight.
I will. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna like
You're like, wait a minute, that counts being a dick.
I'll take it.
I sense it.
I sense much dick in you.
I'll do persuasion for 23, being a little more not like, but being a little more like stern, like
Right,
look
this
at your
is the law.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
your law.
And he kind of shakes his head and goes, it's just, I don't have time. How about I'll send a contingent of guards and they'll go see what's
A
going on?
contingent of
Yes.
guards?
There's 3, 4 guards.
What's
5
that
guards.
gonna do? All the tribes are going to be burnt by the time anybody of substance goes out there.
What
And
would you like me to do?
send an army.
Walgriff,
Army.
It is war.
The army's with the war.
Well, bring
send
another army.
Isgalen and me. We will investigate on behalf of the Landwinter.
And you do hear, like, what seems to be the problem, Count? And you see a gentleman walking out with a bluish skin and dressed in casual finery. It's definitely very nice, but it's not flashy.
I will salute to the Prince Regent.
Right. Yeah.
War
Yes.
salute.
Headies.
You bring Twilith blood?
Yeah, yes, yep, I am the heir. Who are you?
Jeremy. Jeremy the Speaker. Three Rivers Woods.
I'm not familiar.
Warcrimes.
It's-
You
it's
and
the
stand for
goblins.
this, would you,
It's the
heir?
goblins off to their matron. They live in the woods nearby.
Why is it that the rulers of this land know of my far-off homeland, but they don't know of a local woodland tribe?
Well,
That seems like a bit of an oversight, don't you
to
think?
be fair, yours is a much larger area, while this seems to be a few tribes in the woods.
But this is
Sounds
in your
about
lands.
right.
Oh,
We
these
are
aren't my
removed
lands.
from
These are the Duchess's lands. I'm visiting.
Well, great.
I understand your
Whoever's
frustration.
in
and
charge, though.
I definitely I feel empathy for this creature here, but
Creature?
my apologies. And he like kind of half bows, which the count like tenses up. And Jeremy, you've read a few books about etiquette and things like that. He's not supposed to do that.
She
It's
kind
because
of like,
bowing's a huge thing in that culture, where it's not necessarily the deepness of the bow, just if you bow or not is important, and who you bow to is just as important. So he kind of disrespected his own station by doing that to a random person, and to the count, a monster. You know,
yeah,
like,
Jeremy takes a big breath and just like calms down a little bit, and she's like,
I apologize. It's I don't know every location.
My
in
comment
my
was not
kingdom.
directed at you so much as Walgriff.
Oh, I think he know, and he's like, I know my people.
Oh, now she's your people in the presence of your Prince Regent.
He gets a little like,
it's okay. It happens.
listen. How about I'll send some of my guards with his contingents, and we'll send. How many would you need? For now, just to make sure that there's to collect any survivors or anything like that.
10?
We'll send 20 and 5 of my men.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you.
the
Yes,
count just
please.
very well. And he snaps at one of the guards and he goes, "Find someone, go."
Thank you.
He's like,
Thank
Can
you.
we get her him?
Jeremy.
I apologize.
Jeremy.
Can we get Jeremy a room, please? And they send off some servants to kind of take you over to a room next to where Ribos is staying.
Thank you, Your Grace.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can do for either of you?
That was perhaps the most honorable thing I've seen someone of your station.
Well, thank you very
Do.
much. I
No,
try. It's all I can do for my people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she like finally has a minute, like her adrenaline has kind of gotten, she's now very tired.
And he goes, "Well, I'm off to dinner. They'll send you some food, and I'll have a good evening."
Thank you, Prince Regent.
Thank you.
He turns and walks away, and the count's like, "You're on thin ice."
Don't test me, why?
Jeremy like,
You do see Iscala standing kind of in the around the corner. She's just like, "You're gonna get some very powerful enemies if you keep doing things like this."
like
And
Jeremy.
she's like shaking her head.
Ribos, thank you very much. I am in your debt.
You owe me nothing. It's just the way it should be. We all should be treated equally.
If wishes were potatoes, just shrug. It's a Goliath thing. Don't worry about it. And just come along. We'll take you to your room. And guide
Rivals,
you
are
off.
you coming with Jeremy?
Do you wish me to protect you? Are you afraid, little one?
Yes, but I don't have much friend anymore, and you seem like friend.
I will sit with you as long as you need.
Thank you, Rivals. She kind of like bows to you a little bit.
You
Don't
hear
bow to me. I am no royal.
So we're gonna actually skip over to these two. So Sunny, you are still watching, and the evening is now kind of dying off a little bit. And you're like, now it's getting boring. Great.
You said we would have heard the yelling and screaming in the
Yes.
streets, right?
Yeah. Basically, you just heard her yell and run through it, and it was brief, and nothing else happened from there.
Oh, look at that kid.
It was like,
Right?
yeah.
You're actually looking out of the window. That's hilarious.
Oh, my character's so far off. Just go-
D&D is all about picking a piece of you and then embellishing it. So it's the squirrel brain. That's what you got.
I a little toss the bottle kind of in the
A
floor,
couple drips come through the floor. And you're like, shit.
and I will exit and go up to the roof and
Mhm.
kind of just see if I can. Wonder where those screams came from.
Mhm.
Look down to the street and kind of look off in the distance.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Shkaba, what are you doing?
After seeing walking up to the window and just nonchalantly watching this little goblin thing run through the street, I go back to Lucas and I'm like,
Do you hear that? The goblin outside? He run through the street. It's so funny,
They
man.
must be from Three River. It's a Goblin Village. They gave it to him so they'd stop stealing shit, basically.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the way it goes.
What they doing in town, man?
Sometimes trade caravans come in. Typically, they don't come by themselves. The guards don't. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, these guards are pretty low.
This is why I like you, Shkabagi. You speak your mind. Another one?
Yes.
Pours it with his one hand and hands it to you.
Thank you.
So what'd you get for your
20,
perception?
nat 20, 22
Oh,
total.
nice.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, you do see off in the distance something moving, not towards the keep. Like, when you look at the keep, you're like, you don't really see anything going on.
Yeah, it would be a
And
ways
then
away.
you look down the tiers, and then you look outside the city walls, and then way off in the distance, you see movement on the not quite the horizon, but kind of coming around a bend of woods. If it's moving out there, it's quite a large number of people.
Okay. I will go fly down
Mhm.
to Skaba. Skaba.
Ska.
Skaba. No.
What's the last name again?
Shadiku.
Shkaba Shadiku. Yeah, that's.
Be like, hey, bird,
love
baby.
How are you flying around? Because so far,
Oh,
you
right, yeah.
kind of climbed up the thing and
I will not
squeezed
be
in.
flying.
So you squeezed out. Now you're on top of the roof. And
Yep.
how are you getting down?
The way I came, back through the attic.
So you're climbing, but really you're floating, and you're
Yes.
just pretending to climb down.
through that crap. Through that crap.
Yep.
And I'll walk clear across the bar, climb on the stool up to the bar, and like sit my bottom, facing him.
The stools you have to like kind of grab onto like a ladder
Yeah.
and climb up, and then
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't serve kids. It's sorry.
I was gonna
Hey.
say the same thing.
Hey, do you want to? I was up on the roof a few minutes ago, and I.
Why
thought
are you doing on my roof? Why? Wait.
I mean, yeah, I'll have a beer.
you like thumbs over at her. Like, what? Get out of here! Where's your parents?
And I'll tug on him. Be like,
She's like grabbing onto your feathers and like.
Hey, what's it?
come here. And I'll walk outside in hopes that he follows.
Well, that-
I guess I'm gonna walk out with my drink.
hey, you good luck. 'Cause, I mean, You gotta watch kids like that, because if there's one of those orphan kids from when their parents died in the mine, they'll pick your pocket faster than you can think.
Oh, don't worry.
They might have already done it. So
Hey, I heard that.
okay, just goes, keeps serving drinks. And, all right. So do you follow up?
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
following out. As
Yeah. You've got your own special tankard, so he just lets you take it out.
I'll be back.
He's not worried about it. You're not going anywhere.
You're a regular.
And walking out, and now you're standing out in the mining district, and
Can we assume there's like a railing of some sorts that I can climb up to?
it's
to
not
like
even
get
that fancy of a
more-
spot. It's just like it's almost like the places. There's like the road, and then they literally dug kind of a hole in the ground a little bit up, and then there's like the door and stairs that go downward to the like almost like a little bit of an indent pit kind of thing, and then they built a log cabin thing around it.
Okay.
And so there's not really a railing to sit onto, but there's some boxes off to the side, and it's primarily how you got up onto the roof.
Okay, I'm gonna just try to climb on something nearby to
Sure.
be closer to like
Oh yeah.
beak, right?
Yep.
Beak level.
So basically, you see this little kid pushing a barrel, like walking it over, and then climbing up on top of it, and she's still a foot shorter. So you're just like, okay.
I finish my drink and I tell her to scoot over and I put the cup upside down on top of the thing so she could stand up.
You're balancing on one foot on the thing, like just.
So hey, I was up on the roof and I think I saw something really far away. You have really, really big wings and could probably fly pretty fast. Do you want to go? Can I ride on your back and we can go check it out?
Awesome.
Well, why?
Well, because it kind of looks like a lot of people, and that we heard something in the street yelling about war, and if there's really a war, then that's probably where they're coming from, and I think you can get there quicker.
I mean, yeah, that is very true. Yes, I can get there a lot
Great.
quicker. So
And I just like start climbing all the way up.
Jumps on you, like grabs onto your collar almost, and just like climbs up onto your back.
And then if I can find a crevice, I'm just gonna go whoop.
Like trying to hide in
Yeah.
some of his clothing, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So I can use the Fey passage
Sure,
to
sure.
get smaller, so he's not like
No, I get
carrying
you.
a yeah.
So how it would end up working? So anything that's solid,
Yeah.
you would be able to squeeze into. Like, let's say if there was something where it was like an inch for like a water skin or something like that, you'd
Got
be able
it.
to crawl into the water skin.
Okay.
But if it's clothing, that'll move.
Okay.
So you won't squeeze into the clothing, if that makes sense.
So what do you got on you that I can squeeze into?
What do you have on your person that's out and about?
I've got a little pocket.
So you could kind of fit into that, but the pocket would bulge out, and you wouldn't quite be small enough,
But every time I pop my head out, my head would be large, right?
and swell
Then,
up,
yeah.
and swell down.
I
yeah.
like that. I like that.
I like that.
There you go.
That's what I want.
So this kid just jumped onto your back, and like when they jumped onto your back, it wasn't a jump. They floated up onto your back and then climbed into your pocket, which you were like, what? And so you look at the cup like, what was in that? Why? Why am I hallucinating here? Like, what's? It didn't make any
Okay.
sense.
As he hesitates, I pop my head back out and like the
and
balloon.
it's just your face
Are we
right
going?
there.
Wait, which direction did I see the folks? The
South.
movement. Hey, no, head to the south. Let's go.
okay, this out.
And I go whoops.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check, even if you're not proficient.
Okay. 12.
You have no idea. You're like, this is probably magic. Like, it exists out in the world somewhere, but you're like, what the fuck is this? What is going on?
Crazy thing in this town. Right?
It's some sort of gremlin. You know what I mean? Like some sort of like some mythological being that you don't really understand has now decided to live in your pocket. And from your perspective, you're like, why? Why is that? What is happening? So yeah, go ahead and make a perception. With, and you go ahead and, as well with disadvantage for Sunny.
That's the same I got last
Sure,
time.
disadvantage. Sure, okay.
Oh yeah, positive. Yep, climbing into a pocket distracts you.
It's a natural 2 plus
Oh, fun.
You said perception?
Yes,
So
correct.
4 total.
4.
And
All right, you guys, and nothing catches your eye. So, so as you're looking around, what do you end up doing with this information of this? Thing
well,
being in your pocket.
I guess I start walking south.
Just going with it. Just Shikama's just
All right,
Okay.
well, I guess let's see what town is.
so
down
you're
the
just
south
casually
way, so,
walking
you know,
south,
it's-
like down the road.
Hey, I said fly!
And you see somebody jump when they see your head pop out of his pocket. Like, huh?
Down, get down.
Wait, what?
Fly.
And this is the bird man takes off, and this person's now standing there with their basket of whatever they had in it. Just, huh?
Don't worry, it was probably the booze. They were definitely drunk.
So just
Hey,
this
do you have any
squeaky little
booze?
Voice. You're flying away. And as you fly, you're like, what? And look up, and you see a large group of people marching towards the city. Go ahead and make a perception for me.
Now that we're in the air, I will come out of his pocket and kind of like hover,
Oh.
attached to him, but
Sure,
like,
grabbing on and just but floating behind him.
yeah. See, I told you.
10 again.
You're not sure if they're armed or what's going on. Some of them are on horseback. Some of them are walking. The ones that are on horseback are they're not sprinting forward or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you're not sure. It's too big to be a trade caravan.
Where do you think they're going?
What are you asking me for? You're the one that told me to come out here.
Well, yeah, so you could help me figure out what they were doing.
The only reason you're able to see them is because you're flying higher than this little hill.
Yeah.
So everyone in the town is not able to see this because there's a hill in the way. And they almost seem like they're not sneaking up, they're just walking calmly towards the thing, almost marching.
Do you think we should let somebody know? Maybe they're just travelers. Maybe they're gonna spend a whole bunch of money and get drunk and have. That's probably not it.
You could go down there and ask him.
Ye-
You know, just, "Ooh, hello.
All right, so I'll go back in your pocket and you go, woo, hello.
No, that's not what I do. I
No,
do
that was a
the
great idea. You
confrontation
should
part,
absolutely
you know,
do that.
I take people from one
Bloop,
spot
and I
to
go back
another
in the
part,
pocket.
And then I'll be like, okay, we're done.
Right back into your pocket. You are able to just pull her out if you need, you know what I mean? Like that would just be a contested athletics thing, and since you're small, it'd be disadvantaged. So you just, all right? So,
You're making too much noise. Sorry.
Oh,
all right, so what do you guys do?
Um,
You're hovering in the air, just, and you hear one of the guards and like, hey, what are you doing? Get down! Ah! I know. Come on, I know it's you. You recognize this guy. You had conversations with this guard before. He sometimes drinks at the tavern. It's like you know that guy. You know that Schmidt. You know him down there. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, all
Oh, okay, hi, Spit. Hey, amigo.
Slowly come down.
right. What are you doing?
Now the question is, what are you doing?
I'm guard duty. Why are you flying above the walls?
I'm not allowed to fly. I got wings and I'm a bird. I'm not
It
allowed to
makes
fly?
people nervous, and he points over, and there's people standing with bows, like aimed kind of at you, and then they lower it down. The lower you go, the lower their bows go down.
Híjole, they act like they ain't never seen a bird before.
I mean, they have, but it's just we've talked about it. Just try not flying in the city. It makes people nervous.
Okay, I do my best. I tried not to fly, but there's something I don't know. There was something.
What are you doing
inside.
up there?
It was nice up there, I feel.
I like
go for a
elbow
fly.
him in the.
So you just feel this little.
Ah. I got heartburn.
Well, you have a good night. He just turns around and walks back to his post.
So you just out here guarding, or
Yes,
what
that's
are
my
these
job.
guys- What are these guys doing here? Huh?
We're making sure that people aren't flying around over top of the walls. That's what we're doing. Just go back to Flintspittle.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Have a good day. Walks off. Yeah.
As soon as we get within like what I think is an appropriate distance from the guards, head back out. Why didn't you tell him? You should probably warn the guards. I mean, they're the ones who are going to protect the city,
It's a
right?
little kid with an apple that's just like,
Damn it! And I'll go back in.
he just takes off running the other direction.
You're gonna give me a trouble. I'm gonna be able to do the tunnel anymore. I'm gonna
Yeah, this is real bad for business for you. You're being there's some stuff going.
You're
You're
gonna start monitoring
very
me.
very noble.
You're gonna look at my
Or
tax
noticeable.
sheets.
Yep.
The tunnel. Maybe that's what they're. Maybe they know about the tunnel, and then they might be. We should go check the tunnel.
It's me.
You do have to go back there eventually tonight. So it's not quite yet. You've got maybe an hour or well, actually, yeah, you've got about an hour. And yep. So up to you. What you guys want to do?
I mean, we use the tunnel all the time, and if they know about the tunnel, then it's kind of the easiest way to get through. And if they are gonna,
You guys, so Shkaba, you would know that this is where they're at is so far past the tunnel. This you wouldn't even get close to it. This is more close to the southern gates.
Yeah.
The tunnel leads way off to the side, almost towards the Three River Forest over there, and it's which is more to the west than it is to the, and then the south is. In order to get to Three River, you have to go south, over, and then north, and then you're at Three River. And so you kind of cut straight through that, and then you're just past, or you're like just on the cusp of the forest, and you're able to kind of sneak through and get your men onto the road without any big issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So according to my knowledge, the tunnel is nowhere near where these guys are going. So it seems like the tunnel is okay. But if you really want me to, if it's gonna keep you in the pocket of my shirt, so I do not get in trouble, I will tell Schmiri
I
what
can
is going on.
stay. And I like snuggle.
No, and being this size and being pressed up against this, it's like it's like if you took a blanket and hung it from like four corners, and you jumped in the middle and it collapsed onto itself. You know, where you're like scrunched in, but you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's not room to stretch out and like have like a lamp sitting next to you, but you're cocooned inward. It's like a big old hammock.
Well, let me know what you find out, and I'm gonna start like pulling out a little wood project of whatever
All right.
that I
Yeah, there
have
you
in
go.
my pocket.
You're like, you know, there
It's like
you go. All right, so the you're going up to Schmidt.
Yes, yes. I'm going to tell him Schmidt.
Oh, shkaba. What?
I just was gonna ask you a question.
I'm on duty. What
I
do you
know
want?
you're on duty. I'm letting you do your thing. That's why I'm standing over here and you're over there.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
So
Fine.
I was at the tavern, of course, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw at the window that there
Mhm.
was this little goblito, this goblin thing. He was running down the
Huh?
street, and he was yelling. He was like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, she. I tried grabbing her, but she's slippery little bastards.
Why was he running? Where was he coming
Yelling
from?
war crimes and running. That was it. Yep. I don't know.
What was going
I
on?
just work here.
And where was it coming from? Hey, that way?
Yeah, out of the town, probably from Three River. I mean, that's where they live.
That's crazy.
Well, I guess they could be from somewhere else, but why would they be here?
I don't know. I think it was running away from something. I saw something out there. It was also walking along the road. I don't know where it was coming from.
What was it?
I couldn't tell. That's why I was in the air,
Oh.
and then I saw you, and then I come down, and now
Well,
I'm
what'd you
here.
see?
It was just. It looked like a horse or something.
There's a horse in the road, and you
Couple of
felt you needed to come
horses.
over and tell me. It's probably a traveler from out of town.
I've never seen these people before. I thought you knew.
There's lots of people that come in from out of town.
Okay.
So one guy on one horse, and you're like in a
I
tizzy.
think it was more than one horse. He was like 3 horses and maybe like 5 guys.
I
don't know,
elbow
man.
him again.
It was a bunch of people. It's a trade caravan, probably, or riders. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they were walking kind of slow, so I mean, it makes sense.
I mean,
Would be
why would they be
traders.
sprinting towards the city?
Yo no sé, I don't know.
I think you've had one too many. I think that. I mean,
So
maybe.
probably-
And he kind of taps. He says, "Go get out of here, before you get me in trouble.
Oh, hey, no. All right, walk back. So I guess there's
Hey, are you going back to the bar?
See, yeah.
Can you fill this up? And I take my
The bottle just pops out of your pocket with a full-size hand, just smack. Yeah.
Thanks. He thinks I'm a kid. Kind of annoying.
You look like a kid, that's why.
Hey,
You what, like
fill up the
2 or
bottle.
something?
Just fill it up.
Oh, okay.
The
How do I get it
bottle's
back in the
all-
bucket?
Just I'll grab it. It's fine.
This is the strangest day you've had in years.
This is crazy, man.
You do after heading into the tavern. He's like, "Did you fleece yet? Do you have your coin purse? Can you pay?"
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you have everything on you. All right, yeah. What can I get you? And he pours the thing with your glass,
I
and
need you to fill this bottle up as well, my friend.
I guess
Thank you.
he kind of like fits it onto the thing, and just opens it up slowly and hands it to you. He goes, "I don't know why you wanted a wine bottle, but that's fine, I guess."
Well, you know, for later. Yeah.
Okay, all right, well.
I'll take it.
Get my wing over and
Just like the full wing just over top. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're knocking the glasses over. What are you doing?"
Sorry.
After a little bit of Sonny chugging on the drink and then Shkaba drinking his own drink, you start hearing ding, 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 ding. Which I will skip over to Rybos and Jeremy. You start hearing what can only be alarm bells on different spots throughout the city, and a big one over at the keep, just bong, 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 bong.
This day is a
bong,
constant
bong,
source of interruption.
Rivals. They follow. They come this way.
You think it's the war band that attacked your village?
Don't know that we never had trouble
Come,
like
come.
this before.
Isgala comes
I'll walk out the
flying
room
around
and
the
go
corner.
over to
She's like-
Isvalin's room.
Yeah, she comes sprinting up to you guys at the Isgala.
Yes,
Yeah, or sorry, Isgala.
Isgalin.
Comes running up, and she's like, "Do you know what's going on?"
This little one called Jeremy. She said that a war band came through her village and killed them all.
Yes, war crimes.
She told the you know who, but
He must be attacking.
Walgriff just didn't really want to do anything at first, of course, but the Prince Regent called 20 guards together to send
This
to her
can't be.
village.
This can't be coincidence. And she goes sprinting off,
I follow. Come, Jeremy, come.
running off to a direction that you don't know. You haven't been in this place, but it appears she has. And as she's running, she's pushing servants out of the way and just crashing into people that have, like guards are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And she just like shoulder checks them into the wall using her larger frame and just sprinting. And you do start hearing like screaming coming down the hallway, just a blood curdling, total terror. And Jeremy, you immediately start thinking of all of your, well, frankly, friends and family that you just heard
I
the same
put my
thing.
hands over my ears.
And she comes sliding around a corner and kicks through a door, and then she goes, "Damn it! Damn it!" and starts kind of pacing back and forth. And as you come around the corner, you see the air with 2 guards lying in a pool of their own blood. "Priest! I need a priest!" Goes running off towards a different direction, leaving you two to do what you guys are going to do.
Rebels. Oh, what do we do? I'm not the fighter. Jeremy don't know how to fight. Jeremy talk a
It's
lot.
okay, I can tell. You talk a lot.
Both of you make a perception check.
9.
3.
You guys are having this conversation, and you're not sure where Yizgala has gone at this point. Neither of you. So you're just standing in the room with 2 dead guards, like the honor guards, and then the heir, also dead.
He seemed like a pretty nice guy for a rich man.
Well, now what are we gonna do? No, nobody's going to help Jeremy.
Strangely enough, each one of them have a single dagger puncture through the neck, is from what it looks like.
An assassin? Must be more than one to take out 2 guards of that caliber.
The warband that attacked Jeremy's tribe, there are no daggers, only burning and swords, and it's terrible.
It could just be a distraction. Come, we must find where
You
his Galen has went.
You hear a shattering noise as across the room you look over and there's a figure that has jumped through a window. Just and is plummeting now from the top of this keep. It's probably 3 stories high that they have leapt off of. And all you caught was the very back of them where they appear to be slimmer build, typical of elven kind, perhaps, and on their back a kind of a nondescript burlap, or sorry, not burlap, like almost like a waxed linen thing. It's something that to keep off the rain, just a classic cloak, very nondescript and generalized kind of thing. But as they jumped through, you do see a pair of daggers in their hands as they had smashed through the window.
They
and
jumped out
Yep.
or in?
jumped out.
Ah.
Yes, leapt out of the building.
How did we not see that? Where was he hiding? And I'll pull my
don't
shield
know.
off my
Sure.
back and start strapping it on.
Right.
Jeremy unlocks her, like she has like a little leather strap that holds her books to her sides, and she just unbuckles it and
Right.
grabs out a dark purple,
Pulls in a book.
old, dirty book, but it has like some bronze around it almost. Like it definitely has a weird cover to it.
Ribos gives you a sidelong look. Now is not the time for reading. Come, little one, let's find his Galen. And I just like grab you and
You
start
actually
dragging
see
you
this
with
Goblin
me.
come running back. She goes, what was that?
Some assassin, maybe an
She
elf.
pushes you out of the way and runs
They
over to the
just
window.
jumped through the window.
Looks down and she says, "Damn it! The priest is dead."
It was carrying daggers, and apparently that's what was used to slay these 3.
And she goes, and she kind of slaps you and goes, "There!" and points down, and you see this figure is running into, kind of runs over and turns slightly, so you get more of a side profile of them. They have what appears to be a silvered mask on their face, and wearing not even armor necessarily, just like standard servant's garb. Like it looks like they were purposely trying to blend in, and then the only thing that was different was this cloak. And as they kind of turn over, you catch the glint of the silvery mask, and then they almost stop for a moment and look straight up at you, and then run towards what appears to be just a cliff face, and then doesn't pop up again. And then Yizgalan looks at it for a second too. That was the tunnels.
What do you mean?
There's keeps have secret tunnels out to run in case
Okay,
of war,
sure.
and they went through that.
And what does that tell us? I'm not.
I don't know.
Were they posing as servants? Their garb, it looked like.
Likely, yes. And it kind of turns around, and then you see the count come running up. He goes, "Oh no! Priest, we need a priest. He's dead."
We already tried that route.
No.
I'll
Oh
just
God, what do we do?
Jeremy didn't do
pull
it.
it together.
What do you mean pull? He's dead.
That happens to all of us eventually, you fool.
Yes, but not in my keep. This is bad. This is very bad.
Jeremy
Oh
agrees.
no!
It's bad.
Why are the bells ringing?
Oh, bad stuff.
They don't ring it for this.
Well, there must be something else going on. Why do you ring the bells?
I
I know why we ring the bells where I'm from.
Wartime.
That's usually the
It
case.
is like it goes running off to somewhere else, and you see a group of guards come running up. He goes, "Sir, we're under attack." We'll skip over to you guys. All right. So you hear the bells going off, and then you hear a roar coming from outside the city walls of a large number of different individuals, all shouting at the same time in some form of war cry.
I'll be damned.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna turn to Lucas and say, do you hear that? What's going on outside?
I'm continuing to drink my booze, but at this point, I'm mostly through the bottle, and I'm like humming to myself quietly.
Sure. Yep. Relaxing. The scream non-concerning. Yep. All right.
No,
this is just mortal stuff. And you're just,
Must be drunk.
so, sorry, what were you
Me
saying there,
too.
Lucas?
Oh, I was asking him, I was like, oh, do you hear that, man? What's going on outside?
Well, we're closing up. He goes, I know those noses. Everyone out. Go. Get out of here. And just goes over and he pulls up a board that he uses to lock the front door. He's like, if you're staying in here, you're locked in here with me. Kind of. Okay.
I guess I walk out the door.
He lets you out, and then there's a few people who stay in, and he shuts the thing, and then there's almost like a little shutter on the front door. He goes, "Hey, good luck," and walks off. So now you're standing in the streets. There are people sprinting from this way, that way. Guards coming, running down, and what appear to be whatever reserves that they have are running towards the outer walls, and.
Is there a way for me to get on the roof?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Flap right up there. And so you can see at the very top of the first wall, and from there you do see what appear to be posts that aren't part of the wall that have popped up a couple different spots on the wall, and you're like, ah, weird.
I guess I pull out this little thing out
So
of my
she
pocket. And just, whoop.
You know, by the cloak, and you're just
What did you say? Was it athletics?
yeah. Oh yeah. So if you're
Okay.
like no.
I'm drunk,
Sure, sure.
so
So you just bloop.
is it time for a refill? And I hand him the bottle. Hey, gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't even notice you went up to the roof. Are we gonna look for those people again?
And you see figures popping up in between the two posts, climbing up on top of the thing with blades out, slashing at guards standing on top of the wall.
I
Yep.
think we found them.
Yeah, there were apparently ladders that they had prepared to kill whoever was up there.
And I frantically climb right back in that pocket. I drop the bottle and I'm just like scurrying back down. Yeah.
Breaks on the ground. Yep. So it's, you hear the screams and like gurgling of people being cut down on top of the wall. And this place is in full-on attack.
I peek my head up. Get out of here! You're big fly!
Where do you want me to go?
Not here!
The only place that you know to get the hell out of here is the smuggling route. That's about it.
Shit,
What you got?
Beeline to that.
All right. You don't go flying off and make it in no time flat. You see the overhead of the city as you're coming over, and it's just panic. Just these people didn't expect to be anywhere near the front lines of war.
Yeah.
This is not somewhere where they thought that they were going to be attacked at, and there's no big garrison or anything like that. There's just a contingent of some guards who might be able to hold the city up, and shit's hitting the fan. You're still about an hour before the meetup's supposed to happen, or 45 minutes at this point. But yep.
Yeah, I guess I go hang out, see how the tunnel's doing, check on this. Oh, I guess I'll see her later. So yeah, I guess I'll
Sure.
check on the tunnel.
Flying over there, and I'll have you landing just outside of the. More or less, you just fly up to the ruins and land there, and then we'll switch over to Rybos and Jeremy. So the account goes. He goes to. He's like, all right, well, let's get through the escape tunnel, and starts running off with his guards.
Jeremy likes escape tunnels.
His guard's like, something is not right.
Lots of things are not right here.
No. If they know that there's an escape tunnel, then why would they? That Count, stop! And goes running off. Like, they know of the tunnels. If they know of the tunnels, you can't go there. What do you mean? That if they have an ambush, well, we're dead.
Yes, it's too easy of a trap. So where do we go instead? I don't know this land. Not yet.
He goes, Miss Pecan. No. I have a witch that I employ.
We know of Miss Pecan.
I
Oh,
generally
yeah,
don't
no,
know
yeah, I
Mr.
told you
Tom.
about that. Yes, right. Yeah, no, Miss Pecan.
A witch?
Yes, kind of.
She's just a little old gnome.
But she
lady.
has a way out. There's tunnels through there. Yeah. It's like I don't know. She just knows how to get out through there. I know she knows how to get out because she's told me.
But those are different from the tunnels, your escape tunnel.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's a whole other area. Nobody knows about it. Everyone thinks it's haunted, so it's perfect. Nobody would ever think to go there.
Let's go there.
Does Jeremy think the reason why they think it's haunted?
Kind of. It is a little bit.
Oh no.
And his guy was like, "Don't worry. I'm sure that there's something there, but it is docile as long as you leave it alone. So if there's a different tunnel, we'll be
Jeremy won't touch anything.
just good. Let's go then.
Indeed, let's go now.
Right, and you all start sprinting off with a contingent of guards, and it appears that the city has been ran through very swiftly. The gates were fully open. They were surprised to have this happen. The first thing that ended up happening was people rode through the gates on horseback to slaughter anyone trying to shut them. Other people went up on top of the walls to kill any archers up there, and then they just
Trying to say.
the next closest thing was so they were able to close the third tier, but the fourth tier, the third tier, both closed. So, and then there's the keep. And then the second tier and first tier are furthest away from the keep, closer to the outer wall is the first layer. Those two are both already breached, which you guys are having to run through an active battle. And as you do, the Count's guards go to defend you as you're running away to prevent anyone from getting too close. But there's only a few of them. The rest of them are attempting to beat back the attackers. You have to go through the second ring to make it out. You guys are fine. You guys flew, no problem. No one saw shit. It's,
Cool.
so the guards have more or less set up a screen for you to run on through. It's not just the soldiers dying. It is anyone running by, just wanton chaos, just death and destruction with no rhyme or reason, from what you can tell. They're torching buildings and just there you go, torching buildings and destroying things and knocking over carts, killing horses, just anything that they can to sow as much destruction as possible. But you're able to make it through. It takes a little while to charge through this, but first who got there was Shkava and Sunny. So as you land, you see Bali come walking out. What's happening?
Oh, Molly, you're safe. I mean,
Yep.
Miss Beacon.
It's fine.
So-
Pecan.
Pecan. Bacon?
No, it's not Miss Bacon. That's not. No.
It
There's
is
an
really-
attack?
It is rather annoying.
What
when
attack? There's
people
no one to
don't
attack. Why would we be
say their
attacked?
name. I'm fully out of the pocket and over to her.
Oh, I messed up something. So one of the things that you guys found odd was these Gala, before leaving, picked up the body of the heir and began running. Yes, that was the thing that I forgot to mention that had happened. She didn't say anything. She just came running off.
Got it.
Yep, just actively bleeding body, running around in the streets with him. But sorry. Anyway,
No, as soon as I hear her voice, I'm
Mhm.
out of the
Oh, yeah.
pocket, back over to her.
wait. So he knows?
Knows what?
And she kind of stands up and stretches out a little bit. And so you see this gnarled old woman get like spry all of a sudden. And she's like, all right. So you trust him? I guess?
I think he'll protect me.
Okay.
He got me booze.
I
What
can
the fuck was
get...
that?
What?
That was crazy. You were like this, and now you're like this.
She just walked out of your pocket. Why is that
She did
crazy?
earlier too, I don't care.
What is she? She points the stick at you. What is she?
I'm thirsty. I'm very
She was a
thirsty.
kid, and now she's like this.
What do you think she
She
is?
popped her head out. I don't know, some little magical thing.
Sonny.
I'm thirsty.
Sonny.
Oh.
Okay. What do you... So... Are you leaving? Is that what's going on?
I mean, no, I still gotta get my stuff first.
What stuff?
Waiting for
And
my
then she
drop.
points
It's
over
on
and
the
there's like
clock.
plumes of smoke. She's like, the city's burning. What stuff?
Yeah, but the city's burning over there. I'm waiting for my drop.
Drop to who?
My style, you know.
And then you do hear footsteps coming from behind. She all of a sudden like crunches down. She goes, "What?" And you see Kit coming from like kind of running from inside of one of the tunnels and come running up to you. Hey, whew, crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, can you come with me? And he goes running back into the tunnel. So Shkaba's going in. Sonny, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hide behind her skirt when I hear somebody running.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So Bali's just kind of like, fine, it's fine.
Oh. Wait, where's he going?
He went with his
Where
friend.
I thought we were gonna hit. His pocket's really comfortable.
Sonny, you can't show people that. You know that.
He didn't seem to, but we needed to because like I was up on the roof and I could see a whole bunch of people coming, and I think
Uh-huh.
it's the people who started
Sure.
the fire. So,
Okay. So why didn't you
And then-
run here automatically?
well, because he's faster than I am. Did you bring any wine?
Yes, you can have wine. And she kind of marches off towards the thing. Shkaba, you are in the tunnel with Kit, and he goes, okay, all right. Okay, they didn't follow. So we got a job. Okay, this is the job I was telling you about.
Okay.
We gotta. There should be some people coming. All right. No, not through this tunnel. No, they should be coming to the tunnel. Okay? I think. At least that's what they told me. So if people come to this tunnel, what we gotta do is we gotta get them through the tunnel. All right?
How are we gonna know that they're the right people?
Oh, we'll know. Yeah, I'll tell you when we'll know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you okay? Yeah.
If all goes well, they should be carrying a dead body.
Okay.
That's so.
I
There you
mean,
go.
I'm going to be honest. It's not the worst thing I've seen over there.
So you're the guy. So you're gonna get them through, and then when they're through, it's gonna be an ambush. Okay, and we need to stay out of the fight. Move off to the side. Don't get ourselves killed. We need to get them in that tunnel into this ambush. All right.
So, okay. So
This is the biggest payout you'll get.
Let me try to wrap my
Ever.
head around this. Okay, so they come into the tunnel
Uh-huh.
and we ambush them.
No. We're not doing
They
shit.
get ambushed.
No. The guys that were hired us, they ambush.
They ambush them.
Yep.
Okay. Why?
And he holds up his hands like this. Coin. What else? It's the reason you do anything here.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
It's 1,000 gold apiece. Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. So one for you, one for me. There you go. So I kept it small, but I got to be back there with them. You got to bring them in. So there's gonna be a signal. All right. So I'm gonna come walking up,
Okay.
and then I need you to get off to the side. There's gonna be a bunch of archers. All right. Pop around. Done. Easy peasy. All right. I'm going in there. All right. So as soon as you see me, you get off to the side. Get away. All right.
All right.
Okay.
I can do that. Yeah.
He goes running off.
Okay. Yeah. Say.
back into the tunnel. Go back up to them.
Sure. So they're nowhere to be found. But you do see them popping out of this Becon's hut. So Jeremy, Jesus. Sonny has 2 bottles of this mushroom wine. And just, yeah. And, yeah, what are you doing?
So we're still, I'm sorry.
Standing, you're next to the tunnels that would leave out of the city.
Okay, but we're
But-
outside of the hut.
Yes, outside of the hut now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was more or less you just went in, grabbed the bottles, and brought them out to you.
Okay. So who do you think's doing all the burning, Bally? Bally?
It's fine. It's fine. I have no idea. There's been war all over the place. It's just the way it is, you know.
Do you think we should protect the cellar with all the wine? No.
It's fine. They're not going to come over here. And if they do, it'll be fine. Trust me.
Well, he was running that way. Where do you think?
Shkaba comes at this point, kind of walking out.
Oh, there he is. You have to try this mushroom wine. She made it for years. It's delicious.
Careful. That stuff would kill you.
Okay.
Spectacular. So you pop it open, and it smells fermented and like ooh, they call it wine, but
Doesn't it smell good?
It's great.
as you take a sip, it burns the whole way down. It tastes like just moldy earth almost, like kind of like the like a spore flavor.
Yeah.
But you know it's gonna do the job.
Right.
Okay, that's enough. Give it back.
Don't be greedy.
Well,
Just, he has a bottle, you have a bottle. It's fine. She hands you another one.
and I hesitantly give that one to him. Take
Sonny, all right. Here's the thing. This could be bad. So, I have to stay.
Oh,
If things get too bad, I need you to go. All right? You might
Okay.
be able to come back. I don't know. I don't know who's attacking. I don't know what they want. All right?
oh, okay.
I know.
I look at
Everything's-
her and I look at the wine and I look at her and I look at the
You can- as
wine.
much as you can carry.
Okay, so yeah, so stay, go. I'm gonna go. You're gonna go.
I'm gonna stay.
No, okay.
You're going to go
Yeah, I'm
if
gonna go.
things get bad. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And then you perception checks for both of you.
Betty. That's bad.
There is an outer door that you two are running through, and the 2 guards that were remaining from the 4 that came with you are barring the door, keeping anyone from coming through while you make your escape. So what'd you get?
17.
17?
As did I.
All right, so you both notice figures running up. There is 4 figures. One is much shorter, and another one has a shield. Another one has a bow. Sorry, actually, no, a long sword drawn, and another man who appears to be some sort of nobleman. The one with the sword drawn has a body on her shoulder.
Is this the bad stuff that was coming? Should I go now?
Nope, that's the count.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of shakes her head and kind of hobbles out. She goes, "What?" So you guys see Miss Bacon kind of shuffle out.
I'm gonna crawl back into his pocket.
There you
Miss Picard, the Count said you had a way out through the tunnels.
And she kind of eyeballs all of you and goes, "Why would you tell them?" And he's like, "This is the only way out. What about your tunnels?" And this guy was like, "They're compromised. This has been an unfortunate day." And yeah, okay. We've got the tunnels. Come on.
Ixgalan, why have you brought that body?
We don't know who did this. We didn't get a very good look other than the mask. Maybe they had a face. They did not have the mask. Maybe.
What does it have to do with bringing the dead body of the regent?
He may know.
He's dead.
Exactly.
You will leave him that way.
I will. But some firekeepers, they can speak to the dead.
Jeremy almost
invasive.
like kind of nods at that, like
They
being
will not bring him
acknowledged.
back. This will be part of the internment of his body.
They will keep him to this plane. He will not pass if they
They
pull
will talk to him as he passes. It's part of their process. They burn the body, they speak to it. Jeremy's like,
Jeremy read about this in book one time. Very interesting.
I don't.
it's not really your choice. And she just turns and walks.
Something about green fire. Very cool.
At this point,
Mhm.
have I had interaction with my grandmother?
Yes,
Do I
yes.
know
So you would
what
have
I
stayed
know?
with them for a while, so they would have taught you kind of the ways of their people.
It's still
and how
new
they
though,
do
and
it.
I'm
Yes.
not comfortable with it.
Yep. It's one of those things where you're like, it's skirting. You know, you're like, I don't know.
Not
But
sure I would believe it yet.
But from what she can, go ahead and make a religion check. 11. You're not entirely sure if she's telling the truth or not, but it sounds right. You know what I mean? Like if somebody off the street told you that, you'd be like, oh, maybe. You know. But he's got. She hasn't been forthcoming a lot of the time, but she's always been honest.
Fair. All right, I will follow as Gollin.
Alrighty. She goes walking up, be like, oh, we don't have horses. We have a goblin.
Jeremy.
Johnny Hides, yes. And she just looks very tired at this point. And this very large elven woman with grayish skin, from what you guys can tell. She's a very prominent brow, and just. Oh, and actually, you didn't. The Rebel says you haven't been able to describe your character yet, because I forgot.
That's true. Rybos has a well-intact suit of worn scale mail in traveler's clothes. He's got an old tattered cloak that's trimmed with fur.
Mm-hmm.
He carries a thick wooden shield.
Cloak is clasped with the.
The cloak is clasped with an emblem of a Tarasque and
and
a
most people
spined,
might not know,
four-legged
yeah.
animal of legend. He also carries a fire-hardened spear on his back.
Yep.
He himself has a...
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Technical stuff going on in the
Yeah,
background.
absolutely.
We need chargers.
Don't mind me drooling.
He has a dusky greenish-brown skin that's weathered, but he has these obvious features that give him a strange handsomeness.
Angular features as opposed to the orcish, almost brutishness of a face.
Exactly. He has long, thick, wavy hair, and his sharp ears poke out of each side of that. And just generally, though he has a very thick jaw, like that of an orc, and he has some small tusks that poke out of it, he's strikingly handsome. And
Sure.
it gives away the obvious fact that he's part elf.
All right.
He's medium height, 6'1", tall for an elf, but,
Sure.
but small for an orc.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. All right. And then you guys are still good on my end. So yeah, the. So as you're all standing around Shkaba, what are you doing?
I see everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just
Standing and observing is also valid. You know what I mean? If he hasn't made a decision yet, doesn't want to act yet, he can also just kind of watch what's happening because they're all talking right now. They're not moving anywhere.
Yeah, I guess I'll just watch and I'll try to figure out who this person carrying this body is.
Sure. And, so then actually, as you're thinking this, Mr. Khan's like, so who's that? And he just points at the dead dude and taps him.
It's the regent. The prince regent.
Oh, and she goes, oh, the heir.
Yes, the heir.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Why? She kind of pokes her head around and she goes, he looks pretty dead. What happened?
Well, a dagger to the throat.
Hate to see it. Okay, well, if you guys gotta go, good luck, I guess, getting him through there. It'll be fine. And she points over at Shkabaz, like, you made it. Yeah? It's smuggler time. You know, not that it matters anymore, but
Not too bad.
Have you ever seen a bird person before?
you have. Yes, when you were coming to the city, you saw
Like a
yes,
little
them
glimpse.
off in the distance.
You are you only one bird person in area?
Are you okay, Jeremy? There is only one bird person. I've never seen one before, but there is only one there.
Last time I checked, I think I was the only one, yes.
Oh,
You are the only one of your kind?
Down here, yes.
Must be very difficult.
Well, you know, you get used to it after a little while, you know, when you use your legs most of the time and your wings kind of just hang there.
Cremini.
It's amazing
You
what
should
you
go.
can get used to.
Yeah,
With them,
Sure.
and I pop my head out of the top of the pocket 'cause I'm still in the pocket.
I forgot that she can't actually see you. She just sent it to the air, and then
Yeah.
her head popped out. I was like, nope. Oh,
What is
Sonny,
that?
son of a...
What
By the gods!
what
Sonny,
foul magic is this?
you want to explain it to him? What?
Nope.
Talking.
Right back in the pocket.
It's a special kind of transmutation magic.
bird person friend
don't
with small
follow.
person?
Do you know much about magic?
Heartburn.
No.
Don't worry about it. It's just magic.
Okay.
She's just a very talented halfling child. Right, Sonny?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a deception for me.
It's a very, very small for a halfling, even.
Yeah, just like I said, halfling child. You know, they're born about yay big.
Oh
So
boy.
they grow.
That's a 2 with a -2, so it's a solid 0,
Wow.
sir.
So when she says yep, she's like, yep, that's right, halfling child.
It's me.
I can tell
She has
her
no bite.
she has matured early, apparently.
Yep, matured early. That's
Chug, chug, chug,
oh
chug.
no, Sonny, please.
And that, I imagine, is what? Goat's milk?
Juice. It's mushroom juice.
Mushroom juice.
Yep, that's what I'm going with.
In the fjords, mushroom juice is used for rituals that involve transcending the veil.
Huh.
We don't feed it to children.
Well, apparently halflings do.
So you said we should go?
Yep,
I'm
you
gonna
should.
go.
Yep.
Okay.
She just kind of turns around like, Jesus. You know,
Right
like,
back in the pocket.
Jeremy doesn't discriminate. Jeremy knows how it feels.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I like your vest.
So you are going to lead the way,
Scala shakes her head and goes,
my feathered friend?
she's a fucking fairy, isn't she?
Excuse me?
It's a fae. And she points a sword at the pocket. She's like, that is a fairy.
I didn't know fairies had feathers.
She puts the sword away. She's like, rivals. Can you please show us the way out?
The way, yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's through this tunnel.
The child is a fairy.
Yes, the child is a fairy.
Is the
It must be.
fairy a child?
It's a fairly
You know, I don't know.
It is very small.
Fairly small, yeah. It's a fairly small child, yeah.
And despite herself, Yuzgala like shakes her head laughing, like, we need to go. And she like points over at the city with the guards just getting smashed into the door. They're like, oh, what's up?
You know the way.
The
Lead.
Count's just speechless, standing there like this.
Does he have a weapon or anything?
No, he doesn't have a weapon on him.
I'll pull out one of my daggers and flip it around and hand it to him, handle first. Do you know the pointy end goes in the other people, right?
The other, sure, yes, okay.
Okay.
Let's just hope it doesn't come to that.
Let's not. Yeah, let's hope.
Jeremy like clenches onto her book. Just
Where are we going?
I do want it back, by the way, and I hope I don't have to take
You
it off
can
your dead
take
body.
it back right now if you want. How about I hold the torch?
Yes, that's a better answer.
Do we have a torch? Anyone?
Hold. I unsling my pack real
Right.
quick. Torch, and I'll light it for him too.
Right.
Here, don't burn yourself
Okay.
or me.
He goes walking. As he, somebody else should go first.
Okay. Now this is my tunnel that we are going into. But I must warn you. Somebody's part the deal with me. Now I am a smuggler. But I do not
Wait,
smuggle.
you're the smugglers?
I am a
been
smuggler,
trying to-
but I am not the smuggler. Listen to what I am telling you.
It's
You want to
small
get out of this
potatoes
city alive?
now. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Why is everybody talking about the potatoes today?
It,
Jeremy likes potatoes.
It's not even Friday.
I may be a smuggler, but I do not smuggle people to their deaths. There is somebody on the other side of this
that
tunnel.
felt deep. Was that deep? I think that was deep.
There is somebody else on the other side of this tunnel that wants this person with his dead body also dead. They are going to ambush you on the other side.
And she goes, damn it.
Ixgalan, you know who that would be?
No. That's the problem. If they blocked off that tunnel, and they blocked off this tunnel, and there's a rampaging army of some sort, I just need a moment to think. And she plops the body down and just kind of loosens up a little bit and goes kind of walking up to the tunnel and staring at it for a moment. What are you guys doing in that moment of silence?
Why is all of this for one royal prince regent?
If they burn him, or destroy his body, then we cannot know who the assassin was.
Jeremy?
Why do
thinks
we
that's
care?
valid.
Because they assassinated the heir.
Make another.
That's. You're part elf. You must. They don't have many children, and there are 2 heirs. One of them is a baby, and that's it.
Well, there's still one then.
Yes, but then if that one or the mother goes down now, there will be a full-scale war, trying to figure out who is truly in charge. That each duchy will put their own person that has the blood up.
I understand, but I care not for the struggles of the royalty.
You don't. Most of us do. I do.
But why don't we
Rivals.
then... Let's just go protect the one that's living and leave the dead dead.
If we know who did it, then we can do something about this.
There
We
has
can
to,
prevent killings.
has to be other ways to find out. Other than just
I do not have
speaking
time
with
for your
the dead.
prejudices. And she like slings him over the shoulder and pulls out her sword again with the other hand. Weirdly enough.
Impressive.
Oh, she's like, this body needs to make it to the Firekeepers up in the north.
Malagoshe. Her temple
Do you know them?
is my grandmother.
Then why are you so against this? This is your heritage.
I'm torn. I'm just beginning to try to understand.
Listen, their soul will be fine. We need to know. Can I trust you?
I trust you if that tells you anything.
And she kind of hefts the body towards you.
I'm strong, but not as strong as she is.
Protect it with your life. Or, as much as you can. She kind of shakes her head.
Are you not going with us?
I am, kind of. And she kind of looks around and she goes, Miss McCann, do you know of any other way through? And she, with the gnarled staff, kind of looks around. She was like, yes, I do. Through the... You don't take the normal tunnel. You go down, deeper into the ruins. I don't know if there are monsters who have made it through, but it reaches to the other side. I dug them myself. All you have to look for is my mushroom fields. And Sonny, you're familiar with the fact that there are mushroom fields down there, but she's never let you go down there because it's too dangerous.
Okay.
Uh,
But have I gone down there?
It is. She seals it off every day with a. She makes a stone wall appear, and
Understood.
it makes it disappear, then makes it reappear. Like she's
Okay.
pretty high level magic on there. She goes, I'll do what I can for you here. You won't have to worry about anyone following, but I cannot go.
Miss Buchan, is this not the ruins of the Lich King? The Lich King War.
She kind of pushes her hands from side to side. She goes, yes, but no. It's, they're not dead down there. They're bodies, but they're not dead. They're stone. I'm not sure how they work. But they're not dead. They're more, and she like starts doing that. And as she's moving, she's a lot more limber than she came across before. But then she's like, they're, I don't know how they work, but
They do move.
yes, and bite and smash
They're
and
made of
you know.
stone?
stone. Yes,
Undead stone creatures?
or living statues. I'm not sure.
This does not sound like a good place.
Hopefully, the tunnels that I go through normally aren't infested, but when they are, I take care of it quickly.
And how do you take care of it quickly?
And she shoots a fireball, not like a fireball, but like a ball of fire off to the side. It like dissipates after a while.
Fair.
That's magic.
Yes.
It's not something I can do. Do they succumb to mundane weaponry?
Oh, I would assume if you smash a statue, you can smash this.
Spears aren't made for smashing, but let's see what we can do.
They're made of almost like a sandstone. They'll crumble easier than a granite rock or something.
Fair.
Jeremy believes in us. We can do this. Together.
It's not like we have any other option.
And they hear
I think you're right.
as the guards that were defending the doorway, the door smashed inwards, and then there's a few of the warriors just smashing through with axes at the guards.
We have to go
I,
now.
I was out of the pocket? Anyway, I pop out of the pocket. I'm like, I think I remember where it is. This way, guys.
Wait, did you fly at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just flies out of the pocket and zooms towards the ruins entrance.
You both can fly?
What's in Virea?
She is a fairy, yes. It goes off towards her hut.
Gods be damned. Isgala, are you coming now?
She's like, yes.
Let's go. I'll just jog as much as I can, carrying a dead body.
She lets you all go ahead, and then she stays a little bit behind. And that is actually where we're going to call it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good first session.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yay.
intense setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
The team's all together.
Yeah.
Damn it. I gotta pee.
Right.
All right. Well, so tune in. If you've already seen it, actually no one's really here. So hey, tune in tomorrow. Well, actually no, you'll be seeing this on Sunday. So tune in next week for the next show. So episode 2, and we'll name this thing something. We'll figure something out.
So,
But,
the adventures of
yeah.
the adventure.
Yeah, there'll be a name at some point that we'll come up with, but who
Name will
knows?
be
Yeah, right now just keep it in character.
Keeping in character.
All right,
Out
guys.
of character.
Guys, have a good night.
Scene.